Hey friends, I'm Otis Gibbs, and this is my buddy Warner Hodges. He's going to share some stories about hanging out with Billy Gibbons.
Billy Gibbons is everything cartoon caricature that you think he is that guy. He literally is the have mercy guy. I mean, it's fantastic, you know. It's Dan Baird. I always tell this stuff when I recorded with Dan. It was like a 15-year-old kid enthusiasm with 65, 70-year-old knowledge. Billy Gibbons is that guy. First time I sat down with him at his house, we talked guitars for 3.5 hours. Him showing me, what about this one? What about this? You know, it was just the coolest thing. And it's like, wow, I am sitting on the sofa. His business card says Billy Gibbons, friend of Eric Clapton, and his phone number. You know, how cool is that? He told me this story. 17 years old. He's opening up for in the Moving Sidewalks, right? They open up for this band called Cream. Had this fellow named Eric Clapton in it. You ever heard of him? Yeah, I have. You know. He said, and then a couple weeks later, we open up for this band. It's got this singer in it named Rod Stewart. A guy named Jeff Beck playing guitar. A guy named Ron Wood playing bass. You ever hear of any of those guys? He says, and then like a month later, we open up for this left-handed fella playing guitar, you know, Hendrix, right? He's like, I'm 17 years old. In 6 weeks, I've got Hendrix's phone number, Rod Stewart, Jeff Beck, Ronnie Wood, and Eric Clapton's phone number. I'm 17. I've got their home phone numbers, you know. Hendrix is on record. Billy was his favorite guitar player. Touchdown, done. You know, as far as I'm concerned, done. I was actually talking to his wife, Gilly, about it. We were talking Jimmy Page, right? Jimmy Page and his guitar, Billy and Pearly Gates. I said, there's probably no two more famous Les Pauls. I mean, name me one, you know. Greenies, maybe, but Pearly Gates and Page's number one are probably the two most famous Les Pauls out there, I guess, besides the first one, Les Paul's one, you know. He's as famous a blues guitar player as there is. If you do a list, he's got to be on it, and he's going to be real close to the top, you know. It's always the perfect tone, the perfect note selection. The cool factor's completely off the chains, you know. And he loves to go to Walmart shopping. I mean, I can't imagine walking around Walmart and Billy Gibbons is walking through there with a cart full of crap, you know. It's fantastic. His choices that Dan Baird talks about are always 100% right. There's never why did he play that? It's always like, whoa. And we haven't even mentioned LaGrange. And to me, I mean, you Hall of Fame right there, done. You ain't even got to do nothing else, you know. It's just always perfect, always. You know, I listened to the Book video. You know, I guess Book's played with him a bunch. You know, can't imagine. You know, because Book's a monster too. But Billy Gibbons. You know, I told him the other day it's really cool as a fan. During ZZ, when they were, you know, when their manager was Bill Ham they did ZZ Top and that was it. You didn't see them anywhere else. Now ZZ Top big, you know, but it's cool to see him showing up all over the place, playing with everybody. Because he's Billy Gibbons, man. It's great. He's going to bring something to every situation. But, I mean, you know, Mexican Blackbird, man, good Lord, man, you could not sit any farther back in the pocket and still be in time, you know. My God, all of Eliminator, you know, wish I'd have wrote any of those, you know, good Lord. And the guitar tones on that record, my God, you know. And that bought them a whole second career. You know, they were kind of done and over, that little old band from Texas. Nope, they weren't, you know. Tones always, as a guitar player, all of it's going to be great. I've noodled around on some of his guitars, but he don't know about it. Stuff sitting around the house. Yeah, for me, I can't keep anything in tune. I squeeze too hard. You know, what's his story of B.B. King telling him he's working too hard, you know? He told me a great story when he did recently he played the Tonight Show or whatever. He played Hendrix's Flying V, right? They brought it out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and he played Hendrix's Flying V. He had not thought about it. Nobody said anything to it. When they handed him the guitar 15 minutes before downbeat, it had tens on it. And he said, I wasn't going to drive because Billy's a cool guy. He said, I just wasn't going to drive the techs crazy. I thought, I'll do it. He said, man, it was hard because I haven't played those strings in a long time, you know. But he just went for it and played what was on the guitar, you know. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, his technique's got to be off the chain great, you know. His right hand. Dan always said they gave the pick to the smart hand, Dan Baird. His right hand. Of course, his left, too. My problem is squeezing everything too hard. You know, it's just melted butter up there, you know. Yeah, you're an acoustic guy. You're going to have a hard time anyway, you know.
Do a lot of things wrong.